Hello and welcome back to another unboxing video. Quite an exciting one actually this for me because I've got something amongst all these boxes that I've been trying to get hold of for some time now. It's actually something that I've owned before and reluctantly got rid of. I really regret getting rid of it actually, but I did it at the time because I was starting to run out of space, which I am again unfortunately. So obviously now and again you just have to give up something, don't you? You know, just to make a little bit more room. Let's get started. Get this big one out of the way first. This episode's theme is 1980s camcorders. Got in here. This is a JVC. Rightly, in fact, I think most of these are JVCs from this unboxing. There we go. Oh, it's already coming open. Oh, it's a lovely case. Interesting fact actually about this this case is I actually used it in Star Trek: The Next Generation. I think there's a scene where Captain Picard walks in. It might have been season 1 actually. One of the it might have been the first episode. There we go. Wow, it's an unusual looking one. What we've got here then? 1.4 kilos of weight. They're actually making a big thing out of how much weight it is. And the model number is a JVC GR-C7. Such an unusual shaped camera that is. Very retro looking. I think that came out around about 1985, 86. I love the case it came with. Leave that out. Leave the camera out. So what we've got in there is some adapters, missing the eyepiece. Right, I think this actually is the same camera again if I remember rightly. Ended up buying this one first and then seeing the other one in the case. Yes, it is. Hopefully one of them will work. Still got a tape in it, that one. No advertising label on that one. It's missing the label. It's got the eyepiece though on that one, which is good. It's amazing how much weight the battery adds to it. Amazing. CCD, one of the early CCD cameras. It's just strange how all the controls are on the front there, look. The autofocus emitter and receiver sends a signal to the subject and then brings back to the camera. Right, on to the next one. Oh, I see. I remember now. Box within a box. There we go. It's a Ferguson VIDEOSTAR Dulux autofocus video camera. It's amazing that it's still got the original box. Wow, a time capsule. Operating instructions. Here we go. Been after one of these for a while. There we are. I already have one of these, but unfortunately it took a bit of a fall. It just goes to show just how brittle the plastics go, because it landed on a cardboard box and then on a rubber mat, and it's still just completely shattered. The camera still works itself, but the plastics underneath are just all completely just disintegrated into millions of little pieces. Microphone's broken on that one, but I'll be able to put the other one on there and make one good one out of the two. That's actually a tube camera, hence the shape of it. There's a vacuum tube in there, pickup tube instead of a CCD. It's got a black and white little TV viewfinder in there as well. Little tiny thing. They also have that pitting on where people let the sun shine into the viewfinder and it acts as a magnifying glass, ends up burning the plastic around the CRT. That is tiny, it's a little CRT screen in there. So I'm very pleased to have that again. It's nice to have the original box as well. That's the cable, because there's no tape drive in those cameras. They plug into a separate VCR, like that one there. It's nice to have the original box though. There's a bit of history there. Ferguson VIDEOSTAR was the European or English brand. Was also put on a lot of JVC stuff back in the 80s, because that camera's from around 1989. Right there. Now, right then, let's get to next. Let's do this unusual thing. Well, I wonder what that is. There's the handle and it's the case. Some people go overboard with the packaging, and other people just don't bother putting anything on it at all. JVC. This is quite an unusual oddity in here actually. Right, let's get it open. Wow. Certainly packed it well. Quite a few parts to this. There we go. A very oddball device. I won't get everything out because mostly it's just manuals and batteries in that box. But basically, that's a separate camera. And have I got it to hand? Should have thought about this. So here we go. So that was a separate camera. And back in the old days you had a separate VCR. This had a shoulder strap, it went on your side. You had the camera separately. And then JVC came up with this strange contraption. Forget how it goes on now. Oh, there we go. But basically that fits in the back there like a dock. And there's your camera and it makes it as one unit basically. Such an unusual thing. This is like the forefront of camcorders, if you like. It's like JVC's answer to the camcorder. I guess other people were starting to put the VCR and the actual camera itself into one box. And then JVC thought, well, let's make this adapter for this. But it's quite well thought out because there's screw holes in places. Like they obviously had all this in mind from the beginning. That's the view. Where's the viewfinder? There it is. And the viewfinder fits on an adapter on there basically. A little black and white TV in there. Little black and white monitor. And that was it basically. It's like, wow, you know, it's such an unusual thing. I've been after one of those adapters for ages. They're very hard to get hold of. Let's just pop this over there. So I'll lay that down, I think. It's going to want to fall over. I guess that must be the base. Oh, I see, that goes on there. That's actually come apart. Well, that's certainly something to mess around with at a later date. Right then, what have we got now? I think there's two left. Another JVC. I think everything's JVC themed, isn't it? Apart from that Ferguson. There we go. I've had this camera before. This is not the one that I was excited about, although it's nice to have this. Nice case, again. Let's just move it. See what we've got in here. There we go. Yes, here we are. JVC GLC2. This is the second model to the C1. I've actually got a Ferguson clone of this camera. Again, it's another VHS-C machine. Such an unusual monitor, CRT viewfinder configuration. Another one that's mounted on the inside. It just seems so overcomplicated. It's in pretty good condition, just a little bit of paint wear unfortunately on the cassette mechanism door there. But it's in good condition overall considering how old it is. I think that's around about 85, 1985 that one. Got the instruction manual with that one. Has it got a year on it anywhere? Sony always puts years on their stuff, but nothing on this one. Oh, looks like someone's actually made a DC lead for it. That's usually missing. Some batteries in there, lens cleaner, some fluid. Wow. I bet that's past its sell by date now, or use by date. And the video leads there, which is always handy. And shoulder strap, which doesn't look like it's even been used. Very nice. Look how small that is compared to that. I mean, that's quite big. Unusual adapter you put on your shoulder. Battery goes on the back there, obviously. Got to be careful with these plastics, they're getting quite brittle. That is massive compared to that. Right then, on to the last one already. The thing with these bigger boxes, they go quicker for unboxing videos. And this is the one that I've been waiting for. Figure out how to get into it. Polystyrene. I hate polystyrene. Horrible stuff, it just never degrades. And there it is. A very sought after camera, that is. That's the JVC GR-C1, sorry, GR-C1. Let's have a look. There we go. Wow. So I had one of these before. And I sold it, unfortunately. I didn't want to get rid of it at the time, but like I said before, it was space. So nice to see it again after all these years. Obviously a lot of you will recognise it as the camera from Back to the Future. It's the one that Marty records Doc doing his first time travel journey in. Well actually no, it's the car, and they send the car off, don't they, into the future. That's it with Einstein, that's it, and he films it all. This is not as in good condition as my other one was, unfortunately. In fact I don't even know if this works. It was sold as untested, I believe, from what I can remember. That's the little black and white CRT viewfinder. And then that plugs in the front there. Such an iconic design, that camera. Must be in macro mode yet. So I think it's manual. Yes, manual focus. This one, no autofocus on this camera. Very nice. It's a little bit beat up, it's got some paint wear in places, a little bit of rust on the rust strap holder there. But apart from that, it looks okay. I've got a power supply, one battery. Don't think it will have any charge in it, it's leaking slightly I think. Shoulder strap. Up here we've got a SCART adapter for it. Someone's had a SCART adapter made because that wouldn't have been available when this came out. SCART was just coming out around when this camera came out actually. The camera's from 1984. And SCART cables were just starting to make an appearance in Europe when we got them in England. Put the battery on. It's actually lit the timer up. I can't imagine it's going to have any charge in it. It won't be enough to make the camera come on, I don't think, but we'll try it. Well, got a green light. Not expecting to stay on for long. Be amazed if it actually works. Now, it's a strange way of getting this going actually. Record, pause, play. Wow. It's actually lacing up. Do we have an image through the viewfinder? It's coming on. It's fading in slowly. Yes, we do. We've got a picture. Wow, that's amazing. Don't know if the camera above will be able to pick that up. There we go. You can just about see it. I'm amazed. Let's press the record button. See if it actually records. Wow, the tape's actually going around. I'm amazed that that's actually working. And the tape cover's going over. That's marvellous. Just zooming in now and it's working. So it's manual focus on this. Amazing. Can't believe it's actually working, I'm impressed. So when you think how old this is, let's try playing the tape back. Wasn't expecting this to work actually at all, so this is a bonus. Stop. Let's rewind. Certainly very noisy. Let's see if it'll play back. Bit snowy picture at the moment. I've gone too far back. No. The heads probably want cleaning. Or the tape's worn out. Unless it's the tracking. No. So the picture's all snowy in there. But still though, I'm amazed that it's actually doing anything at all. When you think how old that battery is, I mean, the battery's got to be at least 20 years old. You can see a picture trying to come through. But one thing I've noticed with some of these old cameras is they take a while to warm up because they've not been used for so long. Wow, amazing. Turns out that camera's actually working fine. I changed the tape, which had some mould in it, which I didn't notice initially, and it's recording back and playing its own picture fine. I haven't heard the audio from it yet, because I've not played it back through a television itself. But it's actually working. I just can't believe it's working actually. I didn't expect it to. I paid quite a lot for it. I think I paid £110 for that one, which seems like a lot of money, but I've been after it for a long time. They do actually go for quite a lot more than that. Some of them are in immaculate condition. My last one that I had was in very good condition, but I really wanted to have this. This is probably one of the last camcorders I'll be buying actually, for my VHS-C collection. It's like the jewel in the crown, as it were, and it working as well, just an absolute bonus. I do plan on doing a future video on the VHS-C format in all its different guises it had over the years, and some of the various other brands. Well, I guess that's about it for this video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you.